Oh, everybody, so excited to be here with you. We are live for those of you watching live, or we are live in the recording for those of you watching the recording. My name is Erik Hatch of Hatch Realty and Hatch Coaching based out of Fargo, North Dakota. It has been a heck of a year. It's been a heck of a ride. I do these webinars every couple of weeks. Some of you tune into all the goods, and some of you are maybe tuning in for the first time. But I want to give you a little parameter of what's happening and where we're going. This is an interactive, a new style of webinar that we're doing. This is Ask the Coach time. I've served as a real estate coach for almost 6 years now and want to be able to answer your questions and help you win and help you succeed. And so today is interactive and not just presentational. That means I need you to ask great questions. I need you to post in the Q&A and the chat box, all these things, so that I will actually have content to deliver to you. Because if I got to make it up, you probably already heard it already. If you're watching the recording, I want to be a resource for you as well. So if you're here on YouTube or you were sent the link, you can post your questions, post your comments, and I will respond to each and every one of them. Unless you're just like, Erik, you suck, then I'm probably just going to say like, thank you, and then be done with that. So with that being said, I want to give you a little bit of framework. Those of you watching live, you can start asking your questions now. Please post them in the chat box. Please put them where they're at. Mike is asking, how does he get the same haircut as me? Well, buddy, it starts with genetics. I hope you love a lot of forehead because I save so much money on hair products. There's a lovely shine and a lovely glimmer here. So thanks for that, Mike. Those of you watching live, I want you to start posting your questions. I want to give you a little framework into me as I'm going to kill time until you get your questions flowing and going. I've been in real estate since 2006. I entered in as a part-time agent and did part-time for 5 years. My first year sold 0 houses. My second year I sold 10, and then I sold 12, and then I joined a team and I sold like 18 and 24, and then I went solo and went full-time, and I sold 52 houses my first year, and then 192 and 246 and 411 and 516 and 592 and 632 and 664. And this year we're selling over 1,000 houses. And in Fargo, North Dakota, we have 250,000 people in the entire community that we serve, the 2 counties that we serve. I do have 4, soon to be 5 expansion markets as well. And so that is the framework that we have. Hope that makes sense for you. We've also been coaching people for about 6 years, and we coach people. Robbie, my partner, is the master of lead conversion and agent development. Connor, who is newer into our ecosystem for coaching, but been with me for a long time, is coaching agents and helping people with onboarding and training. Me, I'm coaching leaders, spending my time helping people to get their business from here to here. And we're taking that big leap. So whatever question you may have, I might be able to help you out. Might be able to. So if I don't have the answer, I'm not going to make it up either. But keep your questions coming. They're here now. So I'm going to jump to it. First question says this. Database. What does your top producers do on a daily basis that separates them with database management? Micah, thanks for the question, first of all. And I would love to be able to tell you that my top producers, and I'll give you a little framework first. My top producers are going to be doing 100 to 140 transactions each. Not their micro teams, but like their own production. I have 3 agents that are hitting that level this year, and then a lot of agents that are doing 60 to 100 transactions. And then they have some good showing partners. They have good ISA work. And what they're doing in their database management is we use Sierra Interactive. Micah, we tested every single CRM that's out there, and we landed on Sierra. It had the best capabilities, the best price, and the best usability for a group like ours. I know your team that you're with runs a similar kind of model and operation. So I'll use Tyler Hines as an example. Tyler Hines is an agent that's been with me for 7 years, 6 years. Started as a showing partner, then was an agent in production, now leading a team, and he himself will do almost 100 deals this year. And then the team that he's leading and representing, because we have these little micro teams, that team is going to do probably 250 total deals. So 100 of his, 150 of everybody else's. So to your question, what do my top producers do on a daily basis that separates them with database management? They are ridiculously focused on actually doing their to-dos. That's the first thing I can tell you, Micah. Most people use their CRM reminders as suggestions. And I think that's just unacceptable. I think that you are going to be best by using those as truly understanding what is most important. And so if you're going to use a CRM and your database, you have to treat it as such. You have to touch it every day. You have to massage it, and you have to do the tasks when it's time to raise, when the hand is raised for that. See, a lot of people, Micah, they mess up lead generation and lead follow-up time. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see is lead generation time is working on business for tomorrow. Lead follow-up time is doing what your database management, like massaging, is when you have those things. And you have to time block for both appropriately. I think your most important thing is your lead generation, that you're working on future business, but not to forever forget the lead follow-up game. And so making sure that you're doing those diligent touches, those diligent steps, so that you're going to get the results that you want. It's not complicated, right? It's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. If you want to be a top producer, or if your agents want to be top producers, I know this sounds elementary, but like, do your job, like honor the time blocks that you have and do it to completion. See, most people, they take things like lead follow-up and lead generation as recommendations and suggestions, and they're not actually doing it to say, I gotta block off my time and I gotta protect this. On top of that, most aren't even practicing. I think it's laughable how few people actually are practicing their craft. You're practicing on your clients. You're hoping that you get it figured out, and you wonder why your numbers suck, is because you spend all your time practicing on people that are actually your clients. You shouldn't practice on your clients. You should practice every day. We recommend 45 minutes of role play daily in order to work on your craft. So, Micah, hope that answered your question. I'm going to go to the next question. This comes from Eric. Eric, what a beautiful name you have, Eric. I am a broker and investor. When you are giving someone an offer but want to list their house as a second option, how do you keep rapport with the sellers when you make it the offer? Often I'm hesitant to give an offer because they probably won't take it, and I worry I will lose the listing too. Okay, we buy a lot of properties. Last year, I think about 20, I've probably done about 12 or 13. This year has been a little quieter, but we have gone in and we have simply laid out a menu of services for people. Eric, sounds like you're in that situation as well. You're a broker and an investor. You're making an offer on somebody's house, and if they don't take that offer, you then want to list it. So in this case, I'm not the one that does it. It's Sarah on my team that does it. So she gets to use a little bit of a different framing, but I want to frame it for you, Eric. And here's how this looks. I'm gonna role play this with you, okay? And I'm gonna change your name from Eric to Chris, because my name's Eric, your name's Eric. It's gonna be confusing for everybody. So I would say to you, Chris, I'm gonna give you 3 numbers in 3 situations. I don't care which one you take, Chris. I want you to feel really great about this situation. By the way, gang, if you're not offering a menu of services to your clients, I think you're falling a little bit short, because if they can't get what they want from you, they're gonna go to somebody else. And they're gonna go to a Zillow or an Open Door or an OfferPad, or they're gonna go to someone, and you can offer them all these things here. But I would say to you, Chris, I don't care which one you choose. I simply want you to make the best decision for you. And so I want to lay out 3 scenarios. We're going to have one here, one here, one here. This first scenario is my offer as an investor. Now I want to be really clear with you that you get to push the easy button on this. This is your super smooth, no headache kind of move. You traditionally won't maximize your dollars, but you will maximize your, or you will minimize your stress. You won't have to deal with all the headaches and the chaos and everything else. And by the way, Chris, really Eric, by the way, on this, this one is my biggest win. I want you to be really clear on that this one's my biggest win, but the one I want you to choose is going to be your biggest win. And I don't know the emotional pain and strife that you're going through right now. I don't know how much you want to just rid yourself of this, or how you find yourself in life, but this offer has no commissions, no catches. We're going to do a quick inspection. You can get your cash and be done in as little as 10 days. That's how it works in our world. So that's the first option. The second option is I can give you, and we offer a $10,000 interest-free loan. I take $10,000 of my money and I loan it to our clients. I just want to get paid back when the time comes to close. And so I'll say to them, wallpaper, paint, flooring, appliances, maybe, those are the things that can slow down your property sale. And if you don't have the ability to go to a bank and to get a loan, or if you don't want to mess with that and deal with all their fees and everything else, I'll loan you $10,000 interest free. You just have to agree to use my handyman services company. We're going to set you up for great success there. See, sometimes people want this honey-do list, but realistically, if you're presenting to these people and giving them the whole lay of the land of what it takes, they're going to have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 worth of projects. So this middle one is just for those folks who are trying to have their cake and eat it too. This over here is for the people who have a huge stack of stuff. And my job is to listen really well and just remind them, hey, you said you want to avoid this, or you don't have the money to do this, and your best option is here. The third option is to list traditionally, as everybody else does. And of course, you're running the risk of interruptions, and you're running the risk of uncertainty of what's to come. That's what you're doing over here, is you're betting on your house and you're betting on the market that's going to be your win. And a lot of people are winning in that right now, but it's a lot of interruptions, it's a lot of uncertainty, and it's a lot of work to get to that point. So I would say to you, Chris, which one sounds like it's the best for you? Because my job is to help you win, but my offer over here is 70 cents on the dollar. This over here is a $10,000 interest-free loan. You just pay me back when you close. This over here is the traditional way to list. Which one feels best for you? See, it's not about your agenda. It's about their agenda. And your job is to just simply hold a mirror up and reflect to them on what's best. Hope that helped, Eric. If not, I just wasted 5 minutes. We do have a Chris here with a great question. What is the best way to help unresponsive buyers when you text them properties that they might be interested in, but they don't respond and they don't seem interested? Stick to it, buddy. That's what I'm going to tell you, Chris, is stick to it and change the conversation. Okay, if you're sending, and by the way, I will shout this from the mountaintops. I think that the laziest thing that we do in real estate is we put people on drip campaigns, and we expect that that's going to bring back a bountiful harvest. The idea of a drip campaign is to say, I'm going to send you all these automated messages. Automation leads to mediocre results. Customization leads to a high amount of results. And so if you're sending and texting them properties, your job is not to distribute information that they can find on the internet. Your job is to create conversation. You're not selling, you're connecting. So Chris, for you, if you have an unresponsive buyer and you're just simply providing them with a new sheet and a new information and a new listing, and like, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one. And then if you say, well, my conversation is I'm asking them, do you want to see this property? They're not going to respond. Instead, ask questions and connect and change the dialogue. You don't have to be pushing an agenda. You instead have an opportunity to be connecting. See, people don't want to be sold. They want to be heard, listened to, understood. And so maybe stop selling and start communicating. That's the best example I can give there. Okay, I love this. Denise has asked the question, what is a micro team and how does it work with profitability? What is the profit split for you? Denise, I'm writing a dang book on this right now because I think that the industry has painted a really good picture of how to sell houses and how to build a team. That is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. It is the original Bible of how to build a real estate business. I've read it 4, 5, 6 times. I modeled all my stuff after it. But Denise, here's what happened is in 2014, I got out of production. My team in 2014 did 411 transactions, and I was 153 of those transactions. That was over a third of our business. was making great money. My daughter was born in October of 2014, and I said, "All right, I'm gonna focus in on being a dad now." We had just waited for kids for a long time, and so I built the business until that point. Of the 150 plus deals I was doing annually, 50 of those were a builder that I was representing, a deal that I had procured. The other 100 were sphere and referral and past clients, people who knew, loved, and trusted me. Well, I went and I did what I thought I was supposed to do, and that was I referred off all my business to agents on my team. Most of those agents aren't with me anymore. And I watch the hot sheet every day, and I'm like, oh my gosh. The Smiths just listed with Brandon. I referred the Smiths to Brandon 5 years ago. I did the math. Denise. And since 2014 till today, all the deals that I've lost and the referrals that I've lost over $2 million by not growing a micro team. When I handed off the referral, I handed off the transaction, but I also mistakenly handed off the relationship. And that's what got me. And so a micro team in its purest form is you, the rainmaker, or the lead agents on your team, whatever it may be. It is you having your own team. Yes, you're having agents out there producing. Yes, you're having ISAs and other things, but it is investing in and pouring into this micro team that you serve your past clients and sphere of influence and any company deals you choose to take. See, most of us that have gotten out of production all of a sudden went, oh crap, where did all my money go? It's this backhanded wake up call of realizing I just lost a ton of money. In 2014, our team sold 411 houses. I was 153 of those. In 2015, our team sold 516 houses, and I was like a couple dozen of those. And I made like $200,000 less than I did the year before because I handed off my production. I want to be super, super clear with all of you on this. Don't rush to get out of production. It is financially destructive to your business to get out of production. What you can rush to do is to grow a micro team. The first hire on a micro team would be a showing partner. The second hire on a micro team may be a second showing partner. Then you can even add your own ISA if you'd like, or you can add another showing partner. And one of those showing partners may graduate off your team, but some of them can graduate up your team. And now they're staying in production, and now they're running the transaction. And your job is to be the relationship manager, not as the nurse normally does in a showing partner relationship, but instead that person is showing up. And what they're doing is, as the empire builder, they are navigating, negotiating, they're doing all the consultations. And my job is to call and check in weekly. Hey, how you doing? How's your service so far? How's the transaction going? Like I'm not really coaching them through it because I'm coaching my empire builder, but I'm just there to build a relationship. I'm there to kiss babies and shake hands. See, I have a client who's on this right now. Mike Novak is on this. Dude's doing a micro team and a macro team, right? He has his micro team and he has 3, soon to be 4 showing partners. He has an ISA, and Mike himself is going to do 100 to 150 transactions on his micro team. Now, if you do it right as an agent, you pay yourself 3 ways. Number 1, if you're running a team, you need to pay yourself a CEO salary. That salary ranges depending on the volume of what your team is doing, but that salary should represent, 3 or 4% of your total GCI. If you're running a really large team, it's nowhere near that. So first is you pay yourself a salary. Second is you pay yourself the same commission split that any other agent on your team gets. Let's use simple math and say 50-50, and it's a $10,000 transaction. That means the company keeps $5,000, and then the agent, you, gets the other $5,000. And then you're left with profit. Now, if you're the agent and you are growing this micro team, that means that it is your commission, that other 50% that you get, that pays for your leverage, that pays for your showing partner, that pays for your ISA, that pays for your second showing partner, whatever it may be. Now, I pay an empire builder. I recommend paying that person, if they're on salary, 15% of the commission. And if they're not on salary, I recommend paying them 20 to 25% of the commission. So when it's all said and done, here's, Denise, the answer to your question. How does it work with profitability? The company still stays the same in profitability because you are paying them their splits on everything. Do not just put all your commission into that company bucket. And do not pay yourself a higher split than anybody else. Pay yourself exactly what you pay your agents and pay yourself the commission out of the company profit every time. So your company profit still is healthy. Your personal production profit, you're going to be averaging 20 to 25% as a net keep on all of your micro teams. So let's say you sell $500,000 worth of GCI in your own personal production. You can expect that the company gets 250,000 of that. Your empire builder is going to earn 125,000 of that, and you're going to keep 125,000 of that. See, yeah, you could just refer it off like I did. And even if you refer it off and charge that commission to somebody else, Denise, and like you refer it off to another agent on your team and you don't grow a micro team, you think, you know what, it's 25% either way. However I do it, I'm still getting my 25%, so it's not a big deal. But that person's not going to convert as well as you do, or your empire builder does, because that person's close to you. That person isn't going to bring that return business to you. And now you're going to look like I did. And I'm like, I just lost $2 million because I had this gaping hole in my business. I've lost $2 million in the last 6 years. And that is a compounding number. Holy crap, did I make a mistake? And if you're going to build anything in this ecosystem, you first need to build a micro team built around you, for your personal production, and stop racing to get out of production. It is not the right financial move. I promise you that. Okay, I'm on the heater. Taking a breath, having some LaCroix. Joan has this question. What does Tyler's an agent on my team, what does Tyler's micro team leaders compensation look like? Joan, I assume you're referring to like an empire builder. And an empire builder, you can pay them, as I just said, a base pay. Our average sales price at Fargo is about $275,000. And so I would pay that empire builder probably a $30,000 a year salary. And I pay them like 15% commission on my deals. On their own sphere deals, that things that they bring in, they're going to get like 30 to 40% commission. So that's what you would pay that person. And that empire builder is, it's about a guaranteed 6-figure salary. $100,000 to $200,000 in most markets. I have a client in Denver doing this right now, and his empire builder is slated to make about $200,000 next year. And that person doesn't have to hunt. That person doesn't have to chase down business. That person gets a higher split on their own personal commission. And then they're maintaining my client friend Jordan's entire book of business. It's pretty awesome. And for Jordan, he's going to make crazy great money on that as well, because the company is going to get half of that commission and he owns the company. And then he's going to get 25% and she'll end up with about 25%. It's big math, big numbers. Okay, Dennis has a question. Showing partners. How do I find great candidates if my team's footprint and brand is limited? I've been recruiting this year, but I have very limited candidate flow. Also, how do you deal with the objection that some candidates have around the fact that the showing partner model limits their potential financial opportunity? Ooh, good questions. And I love the showing partner stuff here. Dennis, if you are ever going to find great talent, placing an ad traditionally doesn't cut it. There are 3 ways that people will be recruited or come to you. The first is relationships. These all start with R, so please, I encourage you to write these down. The first starts, or they all start with R, and the first are relationships. So this is people who you're connected to, it's personal invites, it's referrals that you've been given. That's the first way in which to get there. Personal relationships is my favorite way to get people to grow. And my organization of 58 people, I think about 35 of them came through personal relationships. The second R is reputation. Reputation is when people know of your brand and they know how you treat folks. See, most of us are trying to get business and we just raise our hand when it's time to actually hire somebody. And if you're doing that and nobody knows of what your brand is or how you treat your community or your clients or your team members because you've been mediocre on social media and your community involvement, if you don't have any mind share, it is really hard to win on reputation. See, most of us are looking for the win today, and the long-term win is what I'm really concerned about. This long-term win is going for constantly engaging in your networks and your community. That's the only way I know that you can have a great way to have reputation be your second R. So first is relationships, second is reputation, and third, people will come to you because of real estate. I just love houses. I just love working with people. I love houses. And for me, that's my least favorite of those three, because people who love real estate aren't necessarily drawn to how I treat people or the energy that I put out there. They're maybe expecting watermelon and they get an orange, where that example came from, I have no idea. However, I do want you to know that you have to play a very serious game. And if you're looking for talent, you can do so by shooting a shotgun, throwing everything out there and hoping that you hit something, or you have a sniper rifle. And I would challenge you, Dennis, to work with a sniper rifle. Lean on your team, lean on your direct resources, people that know, like, and care and trust about you already, and go hunting instead of waiting for somebody to show up at your door. Because right now, as we record this, there's a lot of people that don't want to work. And there's a lot of people who are applying willy-nilly style because they don't really care much about finding a job. They're just appeasing unemployment things. And so you have to hunt down based on reputation, based on relationships, not by real estate. Now, the objection that people have of that this limits their financial opportunity, this is like the most important thing that I believe, Dennis, is that everything is earned and nothing is given. Please write that down if you've never heard this before, or even if you have heard it. Everything is earned and nothing is given. So if somebody wants big opportunity in your world, they got to earn it. If somebody wants a chance to make 6 figures of income, to show me another job where you can show up and make 6 figures of income your first or second year. I don't know of many, especially with like a $2,000 education to get you there. See, the mindset of the Joe Blow agent is messed up because they think, oh, I'm going to come in and I want 100% of a commission. And we know that the average realtor makes $43,000 a year. The latest NAR stats for 2020 say, I think it's $43,000 a year, and they sell 8 homes a year. You're inviting somebody to come in to get their master's degree in real estate while getting paid to learn while they earn, so that they will have a catapulting move into massive success. Our showing partner model, we tend to get the largest amount of applicants for people to be a showing partner, because if you want to come into real estate, you are one of these 5 people. And if you're coming in a traditional way, a full-time commission job, and we all know that if you're going to do a full-time commission job and you get a buyer magically on your first day, which won't happen, but if you get a buyer magically on your first day, that buyer is going to take 10 to 12 weeks to shop for their house, and 6 weeks it's going to sit in escrow. And so if you can go 4 months at minimum without a paycheck, you're going to be a great realtor. However, if you choose that route, here's who you hire. Number 1 is somebody with a sugar daddy or sugar mama. Number 2 is somebody who's somebody who has a trust fund, right? Number 3 is somebody who has a part-time job. Number 4 is somebody who has a terrible financial habit of putting everything on a credit card. And number 5, the pinky, the last little one, this is somebody who actually has saved up 4 to 6 months worth of life so that they can jump into real estate. See, if 80+% of realtors fail because most of them are one of these and you just don't get work as fast as you come, you're offering to somebody a chance to come in and to have a huge friggin' world. They just have to earn their way to earn those top commissions, and you are going to pay them to earn. When you can get really clear on your value proposition, Dennis, you'll find out that people will show up in a much greater capacity. Okay, I'm taking another drink. Keep the questions coming. Those of you watching live want to hear it. I have a number I was trying to get to. Okay. Unbiased response here, Danny's looking for. How can Hatch systems bolted on a call action help you as a single agent who's a YLoco user? Your database is 3,600. You're using RealGeeks, YLoco, Zillow, Import, etc. All right, so call action and Hatch systems, those are activated in follow-up boss. I would simply ask you this, Danny, especially if you're a solo agent, is do you feel that that 3,600 person database that you have gets all the right touches and all the right attention? I actually think you don't need, you said absolutely not. Danny, I'm going to say this. I don't think you need to buy another lead for the next 2 years. I think you could turn off your entire lead spend budget for 2 years and instead work on lead follow-up with what you have. See, lead generation, you've done well. You bought your way to having 3,600 people in your database. But if you have not exhausted that database, the next dollar you spend on the next new lead is wasted money. What Hatch Systems and Hatch Messaging does is it provides for you the lead follow-up and the nurtures that you need and should have on your database. It is your insurance policy. It is your exhaustive, never gets tired, never takes a sick day kind of employee that only costs you a few $100s a month. And so, yes, you asked for an unbiased response. Let's take my name off of it and let's take Robbie's work off of it. Let's just say you asked the question, hey, Eric, I have 3,600 users in my database. Should I buy more leads or should I spend more time nurturing the leads I currently have? And what I would say to you, Danny, is let's spend more time nurturing the leads that you currently have. That is a far better use of your money and your time. And what you're going to say is, I got all these houses to show, I have all these things to do. And so what do? Do I hire a key who? Yeah, it's either a key who or a key what. Well, the unique thing about our Hatch messaging and systems is that it is the what, and it's done for you by the who of Robbie T for a few $100s a month. So there are some folks that are on this right now that are big users of Hatch systems and Hatch messaging, and they will tell you until they're blue in the face that this is the bee's knees and the cat's pajamas. All right. Denise has the question, what are the splits on teams? How does the money flow from a micro team lead back to the business? Excuse me. Denise, interesting layered question here. I will tell you that most people and their splits, they're paying everybody the same. And I don't like paying everybody the same because I don't think everybody's worth the same. If you are the owner and the GM of the Minnesota Vikings, are you going to pay your starting lineup the same that you're going to pay your special teams backup? No, right? I mean, it makes great sense that you pay your top performers more. And I think that micro teams and mega teams and however you're going to spin it, I think that we make the mistake of paying all our agents the same commission split. Let's go back to the philosophy that everything is earned and nothing is given. If somebody wants to earn a top split in our ecosystem, they got to get there. They got to check a lot of boxes. They have to bring in a lot of their own personal production. I'll share with you my splits, and this is what I do this is what I do as an evolving model. But if you're starting to work with me, you're going to get hired one of two ways. You are either a showing partner, meaning you're getting paid $30,000 as a base pay, and then you'll earn 15% on any deals that you bring in. Or you're a team agent, meaning you're on a micro team. You're getting a 35% split on deals with a chance to hit some bonuses. Why do they get 35% on a buy? That seems pretty low, and it is. And it's because we're paying their mentor and their leader. Those micro team leads are getting 15% on those deals. The company's getting their 50. And by the way, I recommend only paying your top people a 50% split on anything. I recommend not graduating people up for forever. If you are going to have somebody earn a bonus, and my agents can get a 20% bonus when they do at least 20 sphere deals in a year, that bonus resets every year. They can't graduate up to a 70% and then stay there. You need to make sure that you are paying everybody according to what they're bringing in. I don't pay somebody because they've been around a long time. I don't pay them a lot because they've been around a long time. They have to earn it. Everything is earned, Denise, nothing is given. And so my cost of goods should average, and your cost of goods should average about 40% if you do it right. That means about 30% on the listing side and 45% on the buy side. And you may be saying, but Eric, you just said 50% is what you're paying your agents on the buy side for your top agents. Yeah, but my new guys I'm paying 35% to, right? Or 40% to. And so there's always a balance of seasoned vets who've earned it and those that are making a smaller amount. So hope that helps. A lot of it is market specific too, Denise. I'll say that if you're trying to get all the answers, and all the right things based on my market, then it's different in every market. So a lot to consider there. All right, here is a question. Mike Novak says, showing partner model plus Hatch messaging and systems were the two biggest improvements to our business the last 2 years. Mike, thanks for that. I'll tell you this, Mike is maybe my favorite person to coach. He's a friend first, but I get the privilege of coaching he and his wife. And we've been doing this dance now for, I think, just over 2 years. Mike is an unbelievable talent. And when he started coaching with me, he had a very wide ecosystem. He had a bunch of agents. They had hired a recruiter. They were getting coached elsewhere to say, add a bunch of people, add a bunch of people, add a bunch of people. And Mike was miserable. His agents were all mediocre at best. I mean, he had some studs, but it was all a bunch of mediocrity. And Mike didn't make much money in 2019, especially with an average price point of $500,000 or $600,000. Mike was killing himself for the business because he got out of production because he thought it was the sexy, great thing to do. And Mike didn't make a ton of money. Fast forward to 2020, and we shrunk his team down from like 20 plus people down to like 8 to 10 to 12 people, just different times of the year. It shrunk down. And Mike doubled down on the micro team and the showing partner model. He added Hatch messaging and systems so that all of his leads got the right touches and attention, because when you're limited on talent, you have to have the right systems. And that's what Mike did. And so really, really big opportunities there. And in 2020, Mike made, I think it was 6 times, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but you made 6 times in 2020 what you made in 2019. And you did so with a team that was at least half the size. And you just jumped back into production, but you utilized showing partners and you utilized leverage that's around you. Like, talk about a game changer, y'all. Talk about a way to change your ecosystem is by using the showing partner model. So thank you for that validation, Mike. I really appreciate it. Troy says, any coupon codes for messaging? We don't have any coupon codes for messaging. It is something that we keep at our bare bones lowest price possible, because we know it's a subscription thing that people pay month after month, and we want to be able to deliver as much as possible. So the price is what it is, Troy, but I know that the value is far higher than the price that you pay. All right, is this Cassandra? Is that what that says? Yeah, Cassandra, thank you. Cassandra says, a showing partner, is that the same as an empire builder? Yes and no. Like, is a square a rectangle? Yes, but is a rectangle a square? No, it's not. So let me give you an example. A showing partner is a key essential hire. And before you hire a showing partner, you need to make sure you have 2 admin in place. The first admin is somebody who essentially takes all the crap off your plate. This is the person to do your listing coordinating and your listing coordination. They are removing things that are suffocating you. This person is there to help you breathe. The second admin is to help you grow. First one to breathe, second one to grow. So this is now a marketing person. This is an integrator. This is somebody who is activating things for you. And before you ever jump into adding a showing partner, you have to understand that, Cassandra, you are the most valuable person in your ecosystem. You are the person who is tied to the production, and that is the most financially beneficial move that you can do. And so adding that leverage first before you add a showing partner is essential. A showing partner has 3 jobs in their purest form. Job number 1 is they're there to leverage you, the agent. That may mean runner responsibilities. That may mean picking up your dry cleaning. That may mean covering showings for you, going to inspections, sitting at closings. They are an extension of you. They are the nurse to you being the doctor. They're there for the day-to-day with clients. They're maybe helping to put together files. They're chasing down signatures for you. Obviously, your admin are helping with some of these things as well, but it's very clear that this first responsibility for a showing partner is to take stuff off your plate. See, there's a theme here. We're trying our darndest to keep you in your high dollar income producing activity stuff. And a showing partner's first job is to leverage you, the agent. Client facing as often as possible, but to leverage you, the agent. The second job of a showing partner is to train and develop. It's not to go lead gen. That's number 3. Number 2 is to train and develop, because we are building our future talent either for our micro team or for our mega team. They're either going to stay in our ecosystem and continue to grow, or they're going to go and be an agent in production on our mega team. Number 3 is to lead generate. And in order for them to graduate from the showing partner position, they have to earn that right. And one of the ways in which we have them earn that right is they have to do, in our world, at least 20 deals from their own sphere they have to bring to the table. And it lasts at least 2 years for us. Most people are 10 deals and 1 year. Our world is 20 deals and 2 years at minimum. We get a ton of people that want to do that, because we're telling them, if you want to make doctor money, you got to go to school first. And you got to train. I'm not gonna throw you these huge opportunities simply because you showed up and you got your real estate license. That's irresponsible of me. And so, with all that being said, Cassandra, here we bring ourselves now to understand that when somebody does hit the point, what's the difference between an empire builder and a showing partner? Well, a showing partner is somebody who leverages you just the way in which I said. But a showing partner is going to be one of 3 things. The first is they're going to be a lifer. The lifer is the person who probably is a higher S. They don't love negotiating contracts, but they love working with people. They're great with relationships and connection and energy giving and sharing. I love a lifer as a hire. The second kind of showing partner is a graduate. This is somebody who wants to use the showing partner piece to build their book of business and to gain competency in the role so that they'll graduate to your mega team. The third kind of showing partner is a graduate that stays on your micro team. That's an empire builder. And so the idea is this person is running all of your own personal and company production while you have your micro team as this channel of profitability. They're staying on your micro team. They're now navigating, negotiating, they're doing all the consultations, and you are there to give the relationship support. This empire builder is meant to stay with you, not for a year or 2, but for 10 or 20 years, because you are a team working in conjunction, helping each other to win every step of the way. You'll be surprised what happens if you find somebody and you say, hey, are you interested in making $150,000 to $200,000 a year? And you don't have to hope and pray that business is going to come to you, and you don't have to deal with all the stress of not having some guaranteed income. And you get to spend all the time with me, the power source. You get to spend all that time with me. And like, it's amazing to see people want this job. Because you can say, hey, do you want to gamble to make $250 a year, or do you want a guaranteed $150 and it's less work and more connection to me? Most people are actually going to say the $150. They really are. So I hope that makes sense on what a showing partner or an empire builder is. Folks, I don't see any other questions. This is your last call, final call for questions. Otherwise, I got through what everybody wanted in just a 45-minute period. That's pretty awesome here. I will stick on after I hit stop here to see if there's any inquiries. But folks, there's a lot of conversations and questions around what's going on right now. I want you to check out over at hatchcoaching.com. Check out our systems and our messaging, because there's some huge things there. I took Hatch Realty and we joined Real, a national brokerage, just a couple of weeks ago, because we are loving where we're going. We love where we're diving into. And over at Real, we are going to be teaching the showing partner model on like a weekly, regular basis to help people go and grow. We also have a showing partner boot camp that's coming up. So we're going to launch that in just a little bit. So stay tuned for all that. And if you haven't done so, always go to our coaching, to our Hatch coaching channel on YouTube, and you'll be able to stay up to date with all these things that are going on. A couple more questions came in as I rambled there. So look at that. I'll hit these up. Joan says, do we have a director of lead generation? Yes, we do. Our director of lead generation is our lead ISA. We give them budgets, we give them responsibilities, we give them sales manager tactics, and they are the ones that are controlling all of our lead gen spend and making sure that they hold the agents accountable. Micah has this question. Do our top producers use leverage or ISAs to help manage their database, or do they operate it exclusively? Our ISAs are our insurance policy and our sales managers for our company leads. If I bought it, I'm holding it accountable, and our ISAs are doing so within our database. On the flip side, if it's somebody's own sphere, that's on them. But our agents average 25 to 30 sphere deals each per year. Pretty wild, right? That they're sticking around for a 50-50 split, bringing in 25 to 30 deals a year on their own accord, because we have a massive amount of value that we bring in the fact that we are here to keep their life easy, to help them make big bucks, and to help them make a difference in this world. And so we talk about those things all the time. I did it. We did it. We all did it. Folks, hope this was good for you. Hope it was valuable. Hope you learned something. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Erik Hatch with Hatch Realty and Hatch Coaching. God bless you.